Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts About the 40K Universe. I am your host, Gershwin, and you are watching One Mind Syndicate. Today we continue talking about the Black Templars as we get into the assault of Cephian IV. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We post Warhammer 40K content every single day, and if you have any suggestions, just comment down below. But with that said, let's get into 40 facts on Cephian IV. Since the Age of Strife, the hot and arid feral world of Cephian IV has been home to numerous savage and fierce warrior cults. While the Imperium managed to exploit some of the mineral deposits found on the planet, the true value lied in its people. Unfortunately, sometime in the 36th millennium, the warrior culture that flourished on the planet was sabotaged by the traitorous Alpha Legion. The belief in chaos was planted and allowed to take root amongst its warrior cults. Eventually, the Chaos Cult's powers grew to such a massive number that an entire rebellion engulfed the world in the 37th millennium. Fueled by their desire for blood and their lust for glory, the rebellion threatened the surrounding system, and so the Imperium tasked the Zealot Sons of Dorn to bring judgment on all those who turned away from the Emperor. The rebellion was mercilessly crushed by the Space Marines of the Black Templars chapter in the year 343 of the 37th millennium. With the treachery over, the chapter's marine artificers and an army of servitors constructed a grim and imposing fortress that served to remind the planet's inhabitants of the dominance of the Emperor of mankind, and as a staging post for the Crusades into the Ghoul Stars and beyond. The chapter keep was also used as a recruiting base for the survivors of the rebellion that had not sided with chaos, provided excellent neophytes for the Black Templars. And far from resenting the Black Templars' continued presence, the warriors of Cephian IV respected their strength and harshness. Though over 4,000 standard years has passed since the fortress was razed, it has always been occupied by at least one Crusader squad. Legends told amongst the chapter say that should the keep ever be abandoned or fall, it would spell the end for the Black Templars. As time has passed, the respect once held by the people of Cephian IV has turned to hate, and cults once again flourished within the ranks of the warriors of Cephian IV. Though outworldly the planet remained loyal, worship of the Dark Gods took hold, once again created by the agents of the Black Templars' old enemies, the Alpha Legion, who had designed and reasons for their own sparked revolts on the world. On the planet, the Castellan of Cephian IV was Chaplain Develian, a warrior of great skill and wisdom who has served the chapter for over 200 standard years. His experience in battle is passed to those initiates and neophytes who mustered at Cephian IV, and none can doubt his loyalty or devotion to the Emperor and the chapter. When the warriors of Marshal Uliquel's Thunder Crusade enter orbit over Cephian IV, they demanded fresh neophytes to join them in crushing a spat of Chaos Cultist uprisings in the Dominion of Storms. The neophytes deemed ready to join the crusade were pushed harder than ever before to prove themselves worthy of such an honor in a last trial by fire. Unbeknownst to the Black Templars, the Chaos Space Marines of the Alpha Legion had formed an unholy alliance with the Dark Eldar from the Cabal of the Sundered Blade in order to prevent the Thunder Crusade from reaching its ultimate destination. It seemed that this surprising allegiance was fueled by the desire to capture the Black Templar neophytes and for the Dark Eldar to feed off the catastrophic pain they would inflict. This opportunity came after the neophytes successfully completed their last trial by fire deep in the Heroic Mountains. The surviving few were being escorted back to their transports by initiates of the chapter keep. While en route to their rhinos, a force of Dark Eldar launched an attack on the Black Templars in order to capture the new recruits and slay the master of the chapter keep. The Black Templars fought a desperate battle to protect their neophytes. Chaplain Develian and his warriors escaped the ambush. But while en route to the chapter keep aboard a flyer, a missile streaked up from the mountainside and exploded beneath the aircraft's engine compartment. The pilot had time for only a brief distress call before crashing in the foothill of the Heroic Mountains, only a few miles from the chapter keep. A rescue mission was immediately dispatched to rescue any survivors and recover the warriors' relics and gene seeds. But even as the Black Templars closed in on the crash site, it was clear that they were not alone, as shambling hosts of mutants, heretics, and traitors attacked the survivors. The enemy had revealed its hand too early with this attack, and the Black Templars readied themselves for a full assault. Soon enough, a vast host of enemies advanced on the chapter keep, led by Chaos Space Marines from the Alpha Legion, and a dangerous rogue psyker of terrifying power. For days, the forces of Chaos battled the Black Templars, dying in their thousands as the guns of the chapter keep scythed their enemies down. Chaplain Devlane knew that he had to end the battle quickly, and resolved to lead a strike force into the heart of the enemy to slay their leader. During the ensuing battle, the Castellan slew the rogue psyker, while the Emperor's champion, Mariquand, single-handedly took on a Chaos Defiler. The valiant warrior danced past the claws of the clumsy Defiler, and rammed his black sword upward into its belly, utterly destroying the demonic spirit within. Howling in pain, the Defiler crashed to the ground, a shattered wreck, utterly destroyed. The Black Templars displayed their typical fortitude and tenacity in the defense of their chapter keep, driving the forces of Chaos into retreat. Thanks to the unreliability of their firearms, the mutants had eliminated a great many of their own numbers themselves, forcing the remaining wretches to flee before the might of the Space Marines. The Black Templars showed no mercy to those that had somehow survived their final counterattack, slaying any and all survivors. And those were 40 facts on the assault of Cephian IV. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to share it with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, whatever social media you guys use. Now, this story is interesting because of the fact that the Alpha Legion allied themselves to the Dark Eldar. Now, I am one who has always thought that the Alpha Legion is actually a double agent, basically. They are pretending to be traitors when in reality they've been fighting for the Imperium or for humanity since they found out about the whole plot of the Cabal. If you don't know, there's a 40 facts video on the Cabal that goes into more detail, but a quick synopsis. Basically, there's a group of ancient aliens that understood that in order to destroy chaos, the best way to do that would be to kill humanity. To allow the Emperor to die and Horus to win the Horus heresy, because what would happen is that Horus would feel guilt for killing the Emperor. He would bring conflict into the Imperium that he would create. It wouldn't really be the Imperium, I guess. It would just be Horus's humanity. But what would happen is that all the Primarchs would fight each other. Chaos would ensue within humanity, and humanity will be basically destroyed. And without humanity and without the psychic presence of a sentient race like humans, the warp would just slowly dim and then get finally destroyed by the Cabal. So when the Alpha Legion found out about this, they were tasked with the making sure that the Emperor would not fall, and that he would actually also not continue to spread chaos. So I feel that the Alpha Legion understood that there was no way that they were going to let their father die. The Alpha Legion then decided the best way to do this, or the only way that we can somehow manage to control chaos and not let the Emperor die, is if we ourselves become basically secret agents within chaos. And them attacking other Space Marines, for instance, the Black Templars, it really shows that they are the enemies that they choose, or the Space Marine chapters that they choose to fight, usually tend to be ones that kind of lean towards the zealotry. The Black Templars, of course, believe that the Emperor is a god, and so the Alpha Legion, again, being a legion that understands that the belief in a deity is actually bad because they still hold on to the imperial truth, they of course are going to try to fight against these individuals that hold the Emperor as a god. You can make the argument that currently, right now, the belief in the God Emperor is what's keeping the Emperor alive on the Golden Throne, but at the end of the day, the Alpha Legion is still all about the imperial truth, and they're going to ally themselves not with chaos 100%, but they're also going to try to go for the lawfully evil. And by that I mean that the Dark Eldar, even though they are evil within Warhammer 40k, they're not chaotic. They don't worship any chaos gods. They are their own thing. They actually hate Slaanesh. So allying themselves with someone that would want Slaanesh to be killed makes a lot of sense, because the Alpha Legion, at the end of the day, I think is just a good chapter that, of course, is trying to fight alongside chaos, but against chaos, if that makes sense. Comment down below, let me know what you guys think. I hope you guys enjoyed the whole lore on this awesome assault. If you guys have any other suggestions, comment down below. Don't forget we have a Patreon. A simple $1 a month helps us create more videos for you guys. If you can't support us on Patreon, like I said before, simply liking, commenting, and sharing. Sharing really helps out the channel. So if you want to share it on Facebook, on any 40k forum, it really helps out the channel. But with that said, guys, I'll talk to you tomorrow. This was Gersh1 with One Mind Syndicate signing out.
Always used to put my freedom first in any situation.